Hello and welcome to another episode of the Crossing Bridges Talk Show. I am your host Larry Montgomery, Sr. My son and co-host William Montgomery. This is a live streaming online weekly talk show presented on Facebook, for young and old sons, brothers, fathers, stepfathers, grandfathers and great-grandfathers, and mentors of black males of all ages to openly discuss their personal experiences relevant to younger black men about the life lessons they've learned, the struggles they lived through, and the wisdom they have gained from them. As a people living in these new and troubled times, our hopes are set on a better future not only for ourselves but for those who will come along behind us. The goal here is to provide an open forum to discuss some of life's obstacles and challenges so others might learn from, look forward to, avoid, or be aware of, from those who have personally lived through them, handled them, or learned how best to deal with them, themselves. Along the way there will be both Christian and spiritual references made during each episode. Why this program is important? More than 20 million children live in a home without the physical presence of a father or father figure. Millions more have dads who are physically present, but emotionally absent. If it were classified as a disease, fatherlessness would be an epidemic worthy of attention as a national emergency. The impact of fatherlessness can be seen in our homes, schools, hospitals and prisons. In short, fatherlessness is associated with almost every societal ill facing our country's children. Black men are vital and important members of American society, especially in their communities. Black families suffer a great loss when black men are unable to thrive. God said, "My people perish for a lack of knowledge." Hosea 4:6 KJV. Whether you are a believer or not, the point of that statement has proven itself time and time again. You can't do better if you don't know better. We can and must learn from each other, starting at the feet of the Father. This program is sponsored by the Authors Corner.online. Video reproduction is provided by Montgomery Media Group.tv. Video replay is available on YouTube, the African American Shopping Network channel. Comments may be sent via email to montgomerybusiness@hotmail.com. The Black Authors Book Show is looking for black authors to showcase their latest projects and get the word out about their book. We will put you in front of 2 million readers with each podcast, for less than you pay for lunch. Hooray, and schedule your live book show today. Email us at montgomerybusiness@hotmail.com. Intense is a story about revenge. Intense defines the environment where a police officer finds himself in need of a cop and can't find one. When a young black boy sees his father killed by white police detectives, he makes it his life mission to make each of them personally pay. This is a story about a black police officer who was brought into an all-white homicide squad for the purposes of diversification. The squad's murder case clearance record was fixed for the last 5 years, at a rate of 150 solved cases per annum, or 13 to 15 per month. When suddenly the number of cases cleared per month dropped to 6, but the number of suspicious deaths of homicide detectives skyrockets to 1 a month. Join Detective Mo Trouble on his new job as a homicide detective at the NCPD 5th Precinct, as he finds himself in an intense situation that many of his peers would say, "Is this the job to die for?" Intense, available in ebook form at theauthorscorner.online. Or email montgomerybusiness@hotmail.com.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Crossing Bridges Talk Show. I'm your host, Larry Montgomery Sr. This is my co-host, Will. Will, introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm William Montgomery, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Jeanette, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Jeanette Montgomery, and it's always a pleasure to be here.
Kimmy, our special agent today. Introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kimmy Bambara, and it's a pleasure to be here again.
Okay, this is our I guess, pre-New Year's show, which is pre-recorded. And we want to talk about planning. It's an open discussion, and I think everybody has a different perspective on it or some suggestions and comments that might be of help, particularly in, coming into the new year and being able to get off on a good start. So let's start with Kimmy. Let's talk about planning.
Okay, well, my take on planning is I think it's important. I think that, when you plan, it helps you to stay organized. It helps you to measure a sense of growth. What I typically like to do is get agendas for the year at the start of the year, at the end of the year. And I kind of like to compare where I've grown by each month. So I keep my journals here. I have my journal for 2022, and then I have my journal for 2021. So each month I like to try to plan out my month, and whether it's finances or whether it's appointments, whether it's goals that you want to reach, whether it's educational, whether it's just self, whether it's spiritual, mental, whatever it is, I set those goals for myself, and I try to follow them. But I think that what helps me is that as long as I write down my plan, as long as I set some goals, I know that I'm preparing myself to be successful. But when I sometimes I find when I don't organize myself in that way, that I'm kind of just like all over the place, which does happen from time to time. And it's no special time when to start planning or when to start being organized. But me personally, I like to try to start doing things like that right before the new year begins, because it kind of gives me an idea of what to expect for the months to come. So especially when it comes to my finances, I really try to plan out my bills, kind of pencil everything in, what I'm gonna be expecting to spend, what I'm be expecting to save, and things like that. So it helps me. It's very helpful. So it's kind of like, it's like my journal. It's like, it sticks dear to me. I try to write something down every day, whether it's a plan or a goal or an accomplishment or something. I try to do that every day, or at least every week. So it's important.
Good. Anybody want to jump in on that one?
Sure, I would. As far as planning, I really don't involve myself with that, because you can plan the plan, but you can never plan the results. So I go on my daily basis as how the Lord provides me with for me to try to fulfill that, to keep me safe, happy, healthy, and do what I need to do. And as far as bills, at my age, I don't worry about them. I think at a certain age, you shouldn't have to pay bills. Okay? So I don't have to make any plans. My only plan is to have God welcome me into his kingdom when he calls me home. That's my only plan. Okay? And matter of fact, I'll throw in this one to keep my sanity. Those are my two plans. That's it. Okay?
Mm-hmm. All righty.
To be realistic.
Okay.
We have good news for the 2021 holiday season. The Author's Corner and Amazon.com have just released Volume 2 of the Parables of Life collection by Larry Montgomery, Sr. The Wicked Farmers is now available for your reading pleasure at only $9.99 plus shipping and handling. Order your copy today. Finally, The Picnic, Volume 4 of 4 from the Tales of Sin Cemetery collection is available. About this book, Bob's conversation was full of false truths, and the sweet, naive Marilyn had only one desire, as she willingly spread her picnic blanket out on the lawn under the dying oak tree. Then, as she listened to Bob's promise to make her every wish come true, all hell broke loose. Simply said, there was no better tale to close this collection with than The Picnic. It is a thrill ride from start to finish. A young, dedicated church member is enticed by a wealthy and powerful demon to sell her soul for mere trinkets, while a long-time hidden jealous rival uses our naive young maiden to eliminate her rival and take both his power and influence. Read The Picnic, the final and most terrifying version of the SIN Cemetery collection. Available in ebook format at theauthor'scorner.online or email montgomerybusiness@hotmail.com.
Yes.
Will, your turn.
Well, I'm terrible at planning. I mean, I plan individual things from time to time. I don't plan a whole day unless I have like an event like that I have to attend. Then I might try to plan a day. But I'm terrible at planning every day. I can do special events, and even then, you know, if you're not practiced at it, then you're probably not going to be good at it. But I do, you know, believe in planning because that ensures that you can accomplish at least the majority of what you're trying to do. I mean, if that's your wish, because some people are good with remembering everything. My memory's not that great. So if I don't like go over like 3-4 times, like, okay, I need to get this done today, I need to get this done today, and have it all done before tomorrow. And I run through it a couple of times in my mind. And then it tends to help, you know, but on a day-to-day basis, I'm like, I wing it, you know, and sometimes that's good, sometimes not so much. Well, I'm just being honest, you know, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, you have to be very focused to plan and to do it every day and weekly, you know, it takes dedication. And for somebody that's a free spirit, you know, it's like, I'm just going to take it as it comes. And I mean, neither one is wrong. Neither one is, you know, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to understand and you roll with. I can't tell somebody, you know, that's used to planning out their life not to plan. And I can't tell somebody that's used to not planning it to plan. You know, like you can only recommend, and hopefully, you know, what you recommend helps them.
Alrighty then.
Okay, can I say something right fast on that?
Yeah.
On that, no disrespect. You know, it's with me as far as planning. I been blessed with a tool that I don't forget nothing. Nothing. You can ask me when I was 1 year old, and it's just behooves me. How can I remember this? I don't forget anything. So I don't have to write down on a daily basis what I'm going to do on my agenda. My agenda, when I open up my eyes, is to thank the Lord, number one, and to thank him and say good morning to my mother and, you know, and pray for all my loved ones. So whatever happens during that day, was that the dog?
No, that was
okay.
me.
Yeah. Okay. You was barking or did you what?
No, I was humming.
Anyway,
I was humming a tune of joy.
You just humming a tune of joy. Can you sing? Can you sing a tune of joy?
Oh yes. Maybe at the end I'll sing a tune for everybody. I can
No, let's sing it. Yeah, oh yeah. I know you got a number one hit. But anyway, hit this. But what I'm saying back to what I was saying is that I don't have to jot down what I'm going to do on a daily basis because, you know, God is my father. So whatever direction I'm going to go in, I know that's what I have to follow. That's where he's going to lead me, you know, because I know I don't want to veer off to the wrong, you know, to a dead end. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So I don't have to do that. All that is in my mind. It's in my mind. And I know that God has blessed me to I can, if they said if you cut the grass, you can see the snake. So that's the type of person that I am. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have to do that because if you can plan the plan, but you cannot plan the results.
That's
So,
true.
hey,
Hmm?
as keeping an
That's true.
agenda, this and that, if I'm keeping agenda, I might as well write a book. What happened in my life, today
Yeah.
I almost had to kill somebody, but I didn't. So, let them go on with themselves, like that. So I did the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. I'm keeping it for real with you, and I'm not a Christian person. I'm a Baptist person, but God is my Father. In the name of Jesus.
Alrighty then. I guess we're going to put on the schedule a discussion about the different religions and get that kind of written out. But anyway, um, planning, it's a good thing. And the better you are at planning, the easier things are going to be. No, you can't predict what the outcome is going to be, but you sure enough could be prepared if you plan ahead. And I'm not being critical of anybody. I mean, you do what you do. Personally, um, I think if I had started out with a plan in life, things would probably be different right now. I sure they would be different. And as far as keeping on top of it, nowadays I have to kind of write things down, so I can remember them. It might not be a plan, but at least
It's a
I remember that
reminder.
I got to get that done. And I do look back. I mean, literally, I'm looking at a post that I have on my desk here about something I've been trying to get for the last week and a half from someone. And I keep reminding them, and they say they wrote it down. They still ain't got it to me. So I'm like, okay, you got to plan ahead and write it down and put it where you can see it so you can, follow up. But
But,
also,
but
I was going to say that I guess I do a lot of planning in my head. You know, I mean, I can carry it out all the time, but I do keep it in my head, and think through
that's what I'm
because
saying.
I'm critical of a lot of people who, particularly, excuse me, criminals. You don't plan ahead. You plan up into how am I going to execute this particular crime, but you forget about the part what's going to happen afterwards. For example, this is not to get away from the topic, but just a little side note. I saw a show the other day. Guy had in the military. I think he was in Texas, no, California. I'm sorry, in a wealthy neighborhood at one of the forts there, and he came into a coin shop. Okay, looking to buy coins, which was interesting. So the owner had been there for many years or whatever. His family worked in the store, all that. And so the guy said, the owner said, okay, well, you ready to buy it? The guy said, no, I'll be back next week. So the next week comes, he comes in there, asks the owner, do you have the coins? The guy says, yeah, I got, it's going to cost you $45,000. The guy pulls out a gun, shoots the owner, shoots his wife, shoots somebody else in the store, takes the coins, and runs out.
Wow.
And so here's my point about planning. What were you going to do with that after you kill 3 people?
Right.
What could you possibly have thought was going to happen next? People were going to forget about it.
Right.
They're going to say it's okay that you took that money and you ran and you killed these people. And so there's wherein lies my problem with criminals not planning ahead. First off, you're going to commit a crime. We have police people in this country for the last, 200-300 years? And that's all they do is investigate crimes. And you think that you can figure this out, how to get away with it, like they're going to give up. That's their expertise. We do policing, law enforcement. You commit a crime, we go to find your behind and punish you. Okay. So the point is well, okay, you're going to plan, complete the plan, make it robust, meaning that, okay, if I'm going to get up and get going to work, what time am I going to get up? What am I going to wear? What am I going to eat? Am I going to leave? Does the car have gas in it? Things like that. Put all in one pile and then go forth with it. Because the next issue is, and we had this conversation a minute ago, about execution. You had the best plan in the world, all laid out, but you have poor execution skills. Okay. We hope that if you plan ahead, that you do realize that execution is clearly important. And so that would be my take on it.
We have good news for the 2021 holiday season. The Author's Corner and Amazon.com have just released Volume 2 of the Parables of Life collection by Larry Montgomery, Sr. The Wicked Farmers is now available for your reading pleasure at only $9.99 plus shipping and handling. Order your copy today.
We got another topic?
I would like to say something again, about planning. That's why, I always will say, you can plan the plan, but you cannot plan the results. So I go on a daily basis from my prayers and believing in the Lord and go on and do what I got to do. And these people that have all these agendas and this planning route and things of that nature, and it doesn't seem like it's working out for them, period. Because and it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's just pathetic. But I'm like a free spirit. Wherever the God leads me, that's where I'm going. I don't like water. I mean, I'll take baths every day. Don't get me wrong. Let me put it straight on. No, I ain't planning that out. That's automatic. Shit. That's all. My mother planned that out. Shit, my mother did that plan. That's instilled
permanently in place. Okay.
You had a good mother.
Hello. That's exactly. You like I said. I'm like a free spirit. I'm a free spirit. I go on how God leads me on, and I do what I want to do and my agenda and my daily basis to make me happy. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a simple. I don't have to jot down. Even when I go to the grocery store, I don't have to jot. I need tomatoes. I need green peppers and this and that. It's already implanted in here. And if I don't get the damn green tomatoes or the green peppers or the tomatoes, hell, I'll buy something else. I must have didn't really want you if I didn't get you. I got something else. That's how I roll. So as far as me going to the dollar store and buying me a pencil and a pad and with a calendar, I ain't never had a calendar in my house. Never. Hell, I don't even know what the date is today, but I'm here. But anyway,
It's the 30th. It's the 30th.
Well, I get my check. Well, good. I get my check tomorrow. I get my check tomorrow. Well, thank you for telling me. Yeah, I get my few little dollars tomorrow.
I don't need no calendar. I know when that check come in though.
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I call as soon as it hit. I call. I'm up 1:05 in the morning. I'm not gonna be late calling. That's for sure.
So you do have a plan, huh?
No, that ain't no plan. That's a regular. That's on my agenda every time. That ain't no plan.
That's why you wrote that down.
No.
Okay.
I ain't nothing. No, that's in my brain. It ain't written down in my brain.
I got you. I
Exactly.
know the feeling because I have to write stuff down that I can't remember too.
No, no, no. I don't write nothing down. I don't write nothing down because I remember everything. And thank you, Jesus. And sometimes I get mad at myself because I say, "How do you remember that?" We can do a test right now. You can tell me 10 numbers and write it down, and tell me 10 numbers and ask me for the show go off, and I'll tell you those same 10 numbers.
Well, I understand. I don't think this is a contest of Jeanette's abilities
No.
to remember
I'm just
stuff.
trying to
But
exercise
I,
my ability to show
I know
you what my ability is as far as
you want to show
that.
demonstrate your skills, because there may be somebody out
Yeah,
there looking to,
I,
you know, hire you.
yeah, maybe they could hook me up with something.
I
Yeah,
understand that.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but we don't
Exactly.
roll like that. We don't roll like that because we don't know. We don't want
Okay,
that.
y'all don't want. Okay,
The
y'all
hate is
don't want
real.
that
You
to
know what I
happen.
mean? The hate is
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Don't I know it? I can feel it coming through the screen all over me. You know.
I was going to
I can
say,
feel it. I can feel
I was
it.
going to say that
I,
it's good to have a good memory and
yeah, yes.
not really have anybody standing next to you to find out if that what you remember was the truth, because
It's
you're
always
the
the
only
truth.
one. You're the only one in the room.
I've been blessed. I've been blessed with it. I told you when I first met your wife, how many years ago was that? 50? I can tell you exactly what she was wearing. Afro puffs, a leather jacket, some hot pants, dungaree pants, and with some boots, go-go boots on. But I cannot recall the shirt. But everything I said, you can go back and ask her. I guarantee you that's what she was wearing. A short leather jacket, Afro puffs, hot pants, jeans, and go-go boots. When I first met
Well,
her.
the hot pants, I remember that.
Of course. Hello. 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 Trust me.
I gotta
Yes. Yes.
bring this one home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Trust me. I remember, if you can remember this, when you was driving that red and white brand new car, red and white, it was red and white, and you came and
Dodge
picked us up and you
Charger.
were saying, Dodge Charger. You was taking us to her house, and me and Linda was arguing, and she was saying some disrespectful to me, and I said, I got a rap for you, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and you had to pull over to the side because you almost had an accident because you was laughing so hard. I'm gonna tell you this is the rap that I said to her. I said, Sue, super ride. It's the newest bird that you wanna see flying around the city. You're just and you had to pull up. I, I don't forget anything. Trust me. Nothing.
Alrighty
Nothing.
then.
Exactly.
No, I didn't write that down. Anyway, so,
Yeah. You didn't have to. I didn't write it down either. I did not read it. It's in my head. It's in my
no, I
head.
got you.
You know.
I got you. All right.
Mm.
Anybody else got something on planning, or should we
Yeah,
try
I want to
another
say,
topic? Okay.
you know what, I agree with what you're saying when you say you could plan a plan, but you can't plan a result. Because when I think back, I remember when I had started going to college for my associate. I never planned to actually work in the school system. I never thought that I was going to end up working with children. My original plan was to become a counselor. And then along the lines, I ended up working in the school system and ended up working with children and found that I actually loved doing that. But that had nothing to do with the plan that I was actually in line for. I was actually planning to be a psychologist and a counselor. So I agree with what you're saying when you say you could plan a plan, but you can't plan the results. Because who would have thought? I would have never thought. And people say all the time, you out of all people working in the school systems, I'd be saying the same thing because I never used to go to class at one point. But turns out, I know I shouldn't say that too loud, right? But I know y'all are not going to hold that against me.
Listen, most people, I tell you, there has been many studies done with people who have gone into college
mhm,
for one thing and come out and started doing something else.
right.
I mean, that's just the way it is,
Yep.
which is fine because sometimes you change your mind or you find what really works for you that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And I always say about when you talk about college is that college is only an opportunity for you to convince yourself that you can actually get something done.
Yep.
I mean, I can stick with it until it's ended. That doesn't make you a better person or not, because
Right.
you run into all kinds of challenges in life.
A lot.
Some people will walk away at the drop of a hat to anything that's
Mhm.
not comfortable for them.
Yep.
And other people will just stay there until I'm just going to stay here until it's over.
Yep.
And that's how they are. That's what works for them.
That's
But
very
planning,
true.
and in line with what Jeanette was saying,
Mhm.
you can't foresee the future and say, look,
Or the
if I
outcome.
plan to do this, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of planning is to say, look, I know what I'm doing at this moment in time, what
Yep.
I'm trying to do. Circumstances may change. They may not change. I may get through it and do exactly what I plan to do. And at the end of it, look back and say, man, I wasted my time. I don't like this. I hate this. you know, and that be the reality of it.
Yeah.
But, life is life. And there's some things that, you want to, can be organized on.
Yeah.
I mean, at 70 years old, I don't clock myself
God is
anymore
good.
because I can't clock myself. I just have to say, look, either you're going to get up early because you got something you want to do, or whenever you get up, it's still on the calendar.
But what I know is that you might not clock yourself, but the way you have become such a successful author is because you had to plan.
Well,
You didn't
I'm
just wake
hard-headed.
up one day and say,
I'm
okay, I'm gonna
hard-headed.
write a book. You had to plan.
No, I woke up and I said I'm gonna write a book.
Okay. And then you finish. And then okay.
No. You're right. But some things are, as Jeanette was saying,
Mhm.
spontaneous.
Yeah, some things.
Some things
Not
are.
all things.
And just like when
Bam.
you were talking about
Some things.
being going in to be a psychologist or whatever and coming out, I'm sure some of the skills you learned while you were learning that worked for you when you're dealing with children. Not everybody can deal with children.
Right.
You have to have a lot of patience to deal with some
Yeah.
kids.
Mhm.
Some kids, it works just to say what you got to say, and other kids, you got to, make the point.
That's right.
And thank you. And let me give Will his opportunity to close out for this statement. William?
Well, we appreciate all our viewers, and we would like to extend the opportunity to make recommendations for topics that you would like to have us discuss. Please hit us in the comment section. If you would like to be a panelist on the show, also send your request to the comment section as well. I'd like to say thank you for viewing, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Kimmy, last words?
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
And we'll see you again next week, God willing, and the creek don't rise.
And the creek don't rise.
Amen.
God bless.
Hey,
God bless.
God
Merry
bless.
Christmas. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Invitation to viewers. You have just experienced another live episode of America's only talk show for Black fathers, men and youth, online. This is the Crossing Bridges Talk Show. Please join us again next week right here. And don't forget to like and share us on Facebook and all of your other social media outlets. If you have comments or topics you would like to share with our audience, please email us. And for those of you who would like to come on the show live, please email us as well. Thanks, and God bless. This show was sponsored by the Authors Corner. Online and is a presentation of the Montgomery Media Group. To subscribe and support our effort, please email us at montgomerybusiness@hotmail.com. Thank you and God bless.
You
have just experienced America's only talk show for black men and youth online. This is the Crossing Bridges Talk Show. Join us again next week right here. This show was sponsored by the Authors Corner. Online and is a presentation of the Montgomery Media Group. To subscribe and support our effort, please email us at montgomerybusiness@hotmail.com. Thank you and God bless.